Hey guys, my name is Chloe and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first Sims 4 video on this channel. Today I am going to start a brand new series where I take pre-built houses that come with sim packs, so like the spellcaster ones or the werewolf ones, and I kick out the pre-made sims that are in there, I redo the house, and I move my sims in. So this video is going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be giving you a tour of the house that I have redecorated, and then the second part, which I will post later on, will be introducing you to the family which are going to call this house their home. So today I am taking a house from Spelbrooke and I am redesigning it. So no longer is it called Creekside Corner, it is now called Spelbrooke Manor. Now, even though it's not really a manor house because it's quite a small family house, I decided to call it Manor because Manor sounded better. It went with the style I was trying to go with this. Basically, the family that are going to be moving into this house are going to consist of a father, who is a spellcaster, a mother who is a vampire, and their little girl, their daughter. I haven't created the family yet. Any suggestions will be greatly appreciated. Let me know down below in the comments what you think they should be called. Let me introduce you to Spelbrooke Manor. This is Spelbrooke Manor, guys, here on the screen. I haven't really done much with the garden. If you guys can suggest what other things I could do or what I could do to decorate this garden, it would be greatly appreciated. Or me to do a video of where I've decorated the garden or I've designed the garden. So then we've had a house tour and a garden tour. Let me know, as always, down below in the comments. So obviously come up the garden path and you get to the front door. So let's go downstairs. So this is where you come in, right here. You come in, this is the main hall slash dining area. So over here you will see that they have a bar over here for guests, if they're entertaining guests. I've made the theme of the house quite dark just because it does have a vampire in the family. Vampires aren't a fan of light, so the darker I thought the better, or the more comfortable the vampire would be. I've also gone with quite a gothic style. So it's dark, it's gothic, it's very vampiric, and there's lots of like antiques all over the house. Model set over here in the hallway, because this family are going to be quite wealthy. So it's got like jewellery, perhaps old heirlooms from when the vampire was much younger. Got a cabinet here with like little trinkets in. A little umbrella stand, gold umbrella stand, just to show that they're quite wealthy. A beautiful decorative carpet. You turn around here and they've got a very gothic styled dining table with candles on. We've also got some family pictures on the wall. I've also put in this room like curtains. They're not heavy in this room. They're heavier in other rooms than some, but I thought most of their windows are going to be covered up just because when it's daylight, obviously the sun will hurt the vampire, and to protect the vampire they put curtains up. Or perhaps I could even put like the spellcaster like casts a spell around the house, so like it protects the vampire from the sun or from anything that could cause the vampire harm. So in my family, I think I'm going to have the wife be the vampire, the husband is going to be the spellcaster, and then I'm not really sure whether their daughter's going to be a spellcaster, whether she's going to be a vampire, or whether she's just going to be a normal regular sim. The story I kind of want behind the vampire is they were two random normal sims that fell in love and they were just about to start their family. Their wife had given birth to their daughter. I haven't made the family yet, so if you guys can suggest any names, anything at all, let me know down below in the comments because I need as much help as I can get. The wife gave birth to the daughter, they came home, the husband was out one day at work, and the wife ran into a vampire. She was bitten, and she turned into a vampire. I don't think she's going to be a naturally born vampire. I think she's going to be one that's been created from another vampire, and now her husband, the spellcaster, basically he switched from being a normal sim to being a spellcaster, and he's basically trying to use his magic to bring his wife back to being a normal sim so that they can get on with their normal lives together. So they've moved to Spelbrooke, and they've moved into this manor house, and his wife is still a vampire, and we're going to basically see her growing her vampire powers. She's probably going to be quite protective of her daughter, so she doesn't want her daughter to become a vampire like her, because she'd see either her vampirism as a curse, or maybe she sees it at first as a curse and then it later goes, she sees it as like, this is who she is now. You know, she can't change anything, but she's going to embrace it type thing. So if you guys want to see a playthrough of this, or you want to see like a story, or you want me to tell you the story of this family, let me know down below in the comments, and when we introduce you to the family in the next episode, I will come up with a story for them then. Like I said, I've got little bits and pieces here that I kind of want the family to be. They're definitely going to have a little girl. They're definitely going to be a husband and wife, but as far as what they look like, I still don't know. I'm still clueless. You might know more than me, because by the time you're watching this, you might have already seen part 2. But yeah, this is my plan for this house. So obviously this is the dining area. They've got curtains up to protect the vampire from the light as much as they can. Then if you go into this room here behind these portraits, you have what I call the living area, the living room area. With this house, I wanted it to be quite old-fashioned, just because I'm thinking like the husband is spending so much time being a spellcaster and trying to learn all these spells that they don't want technology or anything to distract them. They don't see Spelbrooke as their home. They just see it as like a temporary stop in their life, and they're trying to get out of Spelbrooke so they can have a normal life. So we've got a bookshelf full of spell books and stuff like that. We've got old-timey pictures. I just thought maybe they're researching other people that turn into a vampire and see how they lived a life of being a vampire, things like that. And plus it's quite an old house anyway, so it would have old pictures on the wall as well. And I've got heavy curtains in the living room, just because we have quite big windows in the living room. I was going to switch them for smaller windows, but I just liked the positioning of these windows. Also, we've got a lovely little fireplace with little crystals, because these people aren't going to be short of money. You know, they're not going to be like really poor, but they're not going to be like fabulously wealthy where they have like a really big mansion. You know, maybe they could build up to that if we did have like a playthrough series of these guys. So that's like the living room area. Then we go through to the kitchen. The kitchen's the most modern, I think, of all the house, just because this husband was a normal sim. So the husband's still going to need to eat, even though his wife's going to be a vampire and she's going to be drinking blood and stuff like that, or plasma. So the husband still needs to prepare meals for himself and for their daughter. So this is like the most modern room in the house. You know, it's got fridge, microwave, oven, sink. I've still kept it to that dark reddish theme that kind of runs through most of the rooms, and I've tried to keep the light to a minimum. Now you then get to the stairs, which leads up to the second floor, which I will show you guys in a minute. And then we've got another room in the house, which is for the wife. Now just ignore the slash picture, I will explain all about that in a minute. So this is where the vampire wife comes to recharge her batteries, comes to recharge all her vampiric power. If she just wants to shut out the outside world, this is where she comes for quiet, for peace, for sanctuary. And I call this the vampire lair, the vampire den. So again, it's got curtains. I was going to not have any windows on this room, but then I saw these curtains on the wall and I was like, yes. It's got the coffin so she can hibernate. It's got a vanity table. It has got a mirror, even though vampires don't cast a reflection. I thought, so you could tell it was a vanity table, I put the mirror on the wall just so it kind of looked like that sort of table, not just like a random desk with random things put on top of it. I've also put a knight in there, so it's kind of like a little charming touch. It's kind of like when she's hibernating, she has a little guard standing guard, you know, so no one can disturb her or upset her or anything like that. And then as for the slash picture on the wall, the story behind that is the vampire that turned my vampire into a vampire. I don't know if she's going to be an evil vampire or whether she's going to be a protecting vampire. I think she's going to be very protective of her daughter, especially because of what happened to her. But I think she might either do one of two things. She might want revenge on this vampire that turned her into a vampire, or she'll want to protect others from this vampire. So she slashed the picture of him on the wall, almost to send a message. Anyone that sees this picture knows that she's not a fan of him, and he is probably most likely not going to be a fan of her. And if you guys can recognise that vampire, you will know where he lives in the world. And yes, he is in my Sims world. So if we do have a playthrough, we're going to have to either make him my wife's enemy, or we're going to have to keep her daughter as far away from that vampire as we can. So yeah, I think I might go for the vengeful route. I just think that might be a little bit more interesting. She could perhaps challenge him to a duel, defeat him, and be like, I can rest easy now. You know what? The vampire life is me. I have to embrace it now. You know, who knows? Let me know your thoughts as always down below in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think, maybe your suggestions. So yeah, this is the downstairs area of this house. So if we go upstairs, we get a little bit lighter with our designs. You know, there's a bit more colour on this floor than there is downstairs, but it is still kind of dark. It is still kind of like dullish colours. So you come up the stairs and you get to the landing area. Now the landing area is got a chessboard, it's got another little bar area, it's got like an old-fashioned sofa, a nice antique mat, and it has got this big picture of a lady on the wall. Now, as we haven't invented our family yet, this could perhaps be our vampire. Maybe she was a model before she was turned into a vampire, and that was just one of her model shots. Maybe she's a celebrity that they really admire. So I put her on the wall there. We have a lady statue here, bookshelves, because obviously the husband's spellcaster, he's constantly studying, so he's got books everywhere. And obviously, because there isn't any televisions or any computers in this house, they're going to need books to read and things to focus on. So my favourite part of this bit of the house is this statue here, this owl statue. Basically, the story behind it is, obviously during the day they'd be sat here either playing chess or things like that. The wife, because she's a vampire, she'd be asleep. So she's the sleeping owl. The baby is the little tiny little owl, and then the dad is the awake owl. I wish like the statue's eyes changed like the teddies used to. So like at night maybe that owl's eyes open and the other two's are shut. But yeah, that's kind of the story behind that statue. It symbolises their family. I thought that was quite a pretty little thing to add in. A little nod to the family. So next to the landing area we have a little bathroom area. So we've got a bath, we've got a mirror, we've got a sink, everything like that. All the bathroom necessities, toilet, shower, whatever they could ask for. This is quite a bright room in the house, actually. Looking at it, it's just so bright in this room. I'm like, whoa, I don't think a vampire would like to be in this room, so maybe I need to change the decor in here a little bit. So I might tweak this room slightly when we finish. But if I do a playthrough, I will be sure to do like a tour of any changes I do make to the house, like the garden or any other room or something like that. Any suggestions you guys can make, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Then we go from the bathroom all the way to the next room, which is the spellcaster's room, which is the mom's and dad's room. Basically, it's very dark, so if they want to spend time together, they can. So we've got a vanity table, drawers, a little sofa area, a big bed. We're keeping with that old-fashioned-y vibe in this room, but we've gone with like a blue tint, just because the husband spends more time in this room, and his favourite colour is going to be blue. So then we go from the parents' room all the way to the next room, which is another bedroom, but this room isn't a bedroom. It is the spellcaster's study. So there's books all over the place, there's little bits of potion areas, there's a cauldron so he can make potions. I've put like almost like degree looking pictures on the wall, so it looks like he's got like degrees in science and things like that. He's really studying really hard. Then we've got bits of herbs hanging off the wall, so like he's trying little bits and little different herbs and elixirs to try and cure his wife or to try and build his spellcaster skill. Then if you turn over here, I have done quite a cute little feature. Obviously you've got the husband's desk down here. Up here in the corner you've got the moon phases, so maybe he can be like, so how does the moon affect my wife being a vampire type thing. A world map, so he can be like, there are other vampires in this world. There's like drawings in frames, so he's drawing, he's getting different ingredients audience is looking at other people that have gone through the similar thing to them. But to keep him grounded and to understand why he's so dedicated to try and cure his wife's vampirism, I've got some drawings here, little kiddie drawings. And basically what I'm saying is, even though he's like so focused on this, every time he looks up at that, it reminds him of why he's so focused on that. And that's for his little girl, his daughter. So yeah, more storage areas, loads of spell books on the shelf. Then we've got more herbs here on the wall that are hanging up drying. Then we go through to the final room of the house, which I love. I love this room. Hang on. This is the final room of the house. And of course, this is their daughter's room. Now, when I create this family, the daughter is going to be an infant. If I do a playthrough, we are going to watch her grow into an adult, a child, all that lot. At the minute, she is going to be an infant when I create her and they move into this house. So we've got a rocking chair, a little mat, changing table, wardrobe, a toy bat to kind of link back with her mum being a vampire, books that should link her back to her dad studying and stuff like that, so maybe she could either choose to become a vampire or she could choose to become a spellcaster, I don't know. And then we've got a little castle for her to play with, and obviously her crib where she sleeps at night, and a little toy box next to the bat. And then we've got loads of stuff hanging up on the wall. I'm going to say that their daughter's going to be a really creative child, so that's why there's like lots of like drawings and little bits of arts and crafts on the wall, but I've also linked it to the colours of the room. And also the final touch of this room that I thought would be quite cute, obviously as she grows it will become cuter. You see her little shoes there, so obviously that would be the shoe of when she was born, her as an infant now, and then when she's a toddler that'll be quite a cute little touch there. So yes, and then obviously you go up another level and that's the roof. And yeah, this concludes the tour of Spelbrooke Manor. Like I say, I haven't really done much with the garden yet. The garden is still a to-do thing. Like I say, if I do any updates on this, I will do an update video if you guys want to see that. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a massive thumbs up. Leave some beautiful comments as always down below. Let me know your thoughts on this decorative build. Like I say, I haven't built the house. This came with the Sims Magic Realms Spelbrooke world when you get the Spellcaster expansion pack with The Sims 4. Obviously I booted out the previous family and I've changed the interior of this house. If you guys want me to do a garden tour for this house, let me know as always down below in the comments. And finally, if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please hit that beautiful subscribe button and hit that bell icon. It'll notify you when I post more videos and you will never miss another one of my videos again, and why not? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye guys.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.